Hello, 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 and welcome to today's edition or episode of visibility. So today is all about visibility to get known and position yourself. Now, here's what I know about being visible and about visibility in general. A lot of people think that when it comes to being visible, that you have to be known as a personality, as a person, and that's not always true, especially depending on what you do. Some people choose that because they are the person behind their business, but that's not always necessary. Hey Alan, hi, thanks for joining. And the other thing is, people think that it needs to take years to do. And the truth of the matter is, I've helped clients become visible so quickly, it's made their heads spin. They've had people starting to notice what they do, starting to notice them, starting to notice their product, their brand, even without a huge marketing budget, even without a big team behind them. And it's totally possible for you. So in this series of Facebook Lives and videos that I will be doing over the next couple of weeks, first one started yesterday. So if you missed it, scroll down and you'll see yesterday's. But if you are wanting to get your product, your services, your book, your talks, your videos, yourself, your networking, your value out there in the world, then these series of videos are completely for you. So today, as I said, is all about visibility to get known, visibility to position yourself as an expert, like without waiting years, basically, without wasting years or waiting years. So why this sometimes happens for people and why it sometimes doesn't happen. So the first thing to do is just do like a quick self-audit. Think about the thing you want to get out there. Is it a combination of things? Is it one thing? Is it a book? Is it a talk? Is it a product? Is it a program? Is it an online program? Is it a workshop? Is it a service? Just have a quick kind of internal check and double check how many of those things you want to get out. If it's one, that's okay. If it's a few, that's okay too. And, you know, whether you're watching this live on the replay, do type the thing that you want to get out there in the world in the box below, because here's what I know for sure. Even by typing and putting it in the comments below, you're now letting other people know what you're putting out in the world. And that in itself is a form of visibility. So that's a really quick and easy way just to get started right now. Then the next thing to think about is what could have stopped you. Is it that you're too busy? Is it that you are busy raising a family? Is it that you're busy at work? Is it that you're busy helping other people? Is it that you're busy helping yourself? Like, what stopped you so far? Do you feel shy? Is it because you think you're introverted? You know, I did a couple of talks last week at various different industry conferences, and people said all sorts of things, from being the wrong sex, being the wrong colour skin, having the wrong look, having too strong an opinion, not fitting in with the status quo. Honestly, there are 101 reasons why people think that they can't be visible, that they shouldn't be visible, that they shouldn't be putting themselves out there. So identify that. And the first step to this is to look at what you believe to be true. As Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. So if you think you can get out there, despite any barriers that may stop you, then you'll start to put yourself out there, you'll start to position yourself. You won't find any barriers to that. But if there's something under the surface, and I was explaining last week to a group that under the surface, for me, under the bonnet, is kind of my slang, if you like, for in your subconscious. Now, your subconscious doesn't think in words, it thinks in pictures. So the moment you become fearful or frightened or concerned or in struggle, it will flash a picture of the thing that it thinks you want. So I remember coaching a private client on public speaking, and they said, every time I speak, I go really red. It's not just that my face goes red, my neck goes really red. Everybody notices it. The more they notice it, the worse I feel. And they were really adamant about every single step of the way, every single step of the way. It was almost like once they started describing it, I had to try and persuade them, well, look, it's not happening right now, and there are ways that we can go past this. But they were hell-bent on grabbing onto that. They truly believed that A, they couldn't public speak, and B, the fact that they went red and it showed on their neck and flushed on their neck, that everybody else knew that they couldn't public speak, so therefore they couldn't and they wouldn't do it. End of story. Now, that's just one example, but when it comes to putting ourselves out there, we might feel a bit silly doing a video when we're like, well, why are you talking to yourself like that? Jenny, why are you talking to yourself in the street? Why are you speaking to an audience when you haven't even built a list yet? Don't you know that if you're going to get yourself out there online or offline, you need to have a list. You need to have like a gazillion people in your list. Well, everybody who's building a list started with nobody and then had the first person and built on from there. So none of that is true. So check what you believe about yourself to be true. Okay. Because if it's something that limits you, sorry, I just tapped the wrong thing. If it's something that limits you, then you'll be limited when it comes to getting known and positioning yourself and being visible. All that invisible stuff that's in your subconscious will suddenly come out of your mouth when you're faced with an opportunity to do the thing that you want to do. So then the second thing that stops people from getting known and positioning themselves as credible and doing it really quickly is sometimes they need a little bit more clarity on what they do. So there are a couple of layers to this. If you, like Alan there, are great with a lot of things, actually Alan's good with, I happen to know, and he knocks out books like they are, like he's just opening a window, whereas for me, to write a book, it's a little bit more considered. Now, can you see why I haven't published a book yet? Because what I believe about myself to be true is, well, it's going to be a bit more difficult. I need to think about it, all of that great stuff too. So if you believe something about yourself, it will get in the way. But here's the next thing you need to do. You need to be able to clarify what it is you do for them. So quite often when we're networking or when we're meeting new people, one of the standard questions, and it's not even in a business context, so what do you do? You should definitely follow that in your head with the words for them. Because it's the very difference to me saying, oh, well, I'm a coach and I trained as a life coach and then I specialised in visibility, helping people to stand out and helping them to speak and helping them to do video and helping them to put their work out there. And sometimes, and quite often, themselves too, and feel confident and comfortable and la, la, la. Or the other way to do it, what do you do for them? I help people to stand out, so they're more easily found and they can speak and be very authentic while they're doing it. They sell their services. I mean, even that was quite long, but that brings it down into a nutshell. So clarify what it is you do, and literally clarify it as if you're speaking to a 5-year-old. Also clarify it, so I'm getting messages galore. Also clarify it so that the adults that you're speaking to get what it is you do in a very short, sharp and succinct way. Once you do that, you sound like you know what you're talking about. You look like you know what you're talking about. You've now positioned your value and your credibility in a way that people get. That's going to get you and the thing that you do known. So there's been a couple of quick tips in there. I'd love you to kind of play with this, practice this. If you're already clear on what you do, stick it in the comments below, even if you're watching this on the replay. And by the way, because I'll be doing this for the next couple of weeks, kind of Monday to Friday, chosen Easter to do this as well. So Good Friday, there will be a video on here too, and Easter Monday. So think of anyone else you know who is in business, starting a business. They might be employed within a business. It might be that it's their own business. It might be that it's someone else's business. Let them know about this page. Invite them to like this page. Maybe send them a little message and say, like this page, watch these videos that this super crazy woman does, who calls herself a queen, and get them to come and have a look. And if they're at work or if they're busy at the time the video airs, these are very short videos in comparison to my usual live streams and teachings, but they'll be able to come back, listen and watch the replay and add their comments and play along underneath. So finally, how does this benefit you? Just this morning I received an email where I was invited to speak somewhere, and do you know what? Within minutes, within seconds, I'm able to send the relevant information so that I can position not just myself, but my talk. I can position the benefits of that talk. I can let people know why they should even be listening to it and why they might want to. I can let them know what it's all about, and I can let them know in a step-by-step way or a high-level overview. I can let them know how I would deliver the talk. I can let them know how long it would be. And most importantly, I can let this host know how it will benefit their audience. I want you to have that same level of clarity and readiness to go forward so that you get yourself out there, positioned with value and known. Thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you on tomorrow's video, which is going to be all about how to get there more quickly. We're going to talk about 3 different things just to look at, quick and easy, that you can implement straight after watching. Let me know your thoughts on these videos, put your comments below, get to talk to each other, find out what each other does, and maybe on to here, ask Alan about his books. He's amazing and he's written so many of them, all really useful stuff. Lots of love to you. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.